Welcome to your strong core and glute flow. So we're going to be working on our core muscles, the glutes and the hips. And for this, you will use the fitness ring. We will have the TheraBand loops, maybe a heavy and a medium TheraBand loop for different options. And then I like to have a kind of a squishy, smaller ball for the sideline series that will be included in this series. If you do not have that, you can also grab a blanket that we can fold and create like a little bit of a pillow or a pillow off of your couch. All of those, anything to kind of help create the space between your ear and your shoulder during the sideline work. All right, to begin, we are going to start lying down on our backs. You're also welcome to use a small folded towel for the back of the head if that creates a little bit more comfort in the neck and allows for the ribs to connect down to the mat, which is essential for good core work and spinal alignment. So we'll line ourselves up on the mat, making sure that you have the same amount of space on either sides of your hips. You're gonna roll down, find your body on the mat into as best of alignment as you can create. And then from here, we'll start with feet about hip socket distance apart, right underneath the sitting bones. Looking up towards the ceiling, take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, release all the air and relax. One more like that. Deep exhale. Let's do 2 expand and contract breaths. Inhale through the nose. Expand the lungs and ribs. On the exhale, fully contract the core. Feel the tone, the strength, and activation. Inhale again. Exhale, deeply hug the core muscles in. And then we'll start our nose breathing, our working breath, keeping the core gently toned, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. And then let's begin to round the low back and print and arch the low back, creating a little bit of a pelvic curl to a pelvic arch. Arms reach down alongside the body. Find your rhythm of breath. Just get into a nice flow here. Feel when you curl the low back and you lift the bottom a little bit that you're really pushing into the feet and scooping those abs. Really feel the wrap of the glute muscles. We'll go for 3 more. Now hold with the pelvis up just a little bit. Keep the neck long. We're not up very high. We're up maybe an inch off of the ground. Stamping down through the feet, you're gonna tap and lift just that inch. You might even place your hands around where your hamstrings meet your glutes and feel the action right where the hamstrings and the glutes meet. Meanwhile, your core muscles in the front are wrapping and hugging, wrapping and hugging. You're gonna feel the abdomen pulling together up and in, your pelvic floor drawing up and in, wrapping the glutes, stamping your feet evenly. We'll go for a few more here. Try to keep the hips level. Keep tuning into your feet. If you can push evenly through both feet, really feel the bottoms of your feet pushing in evenly, you'll get more even balance up the hamstrings and glutes. Keep looking at the ceiling. Keep your jaw relaxed. Last 4. Imagine holding something between your inner thighs without them knocking together or going apart, just connecting those inner thighs mentally. Last 3, 2, 1. And you should have felt a little heat back here. Maybe legs go up towards the ceiling, get a little stretch there. Lengthening the toes up. You might circle and flex the feet, get some ankle movement. And then from here, we're gonna hold the knees into tabletop, elbows in. Inhale breath, exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Press the legs out. They're gonna help you come up. So it's like you're pushing your feet into an imaginary wall below you. With your arms holding onto your thighs, you're gonna use your arm strength a little bit to pull you up. That's gonna get you into a nice high bow. Feel your abdominals turn on. Make sure you're not overly tucking your chin or your neck's not dropping back. Look at the top of your knees and feel the center of your throat pulling in. Neck is long, abs are strong. And then roll back down. Take a deep breath in. Release. Right back into the work. Inhale, breath. Exhale, peel it up. Press through those legs. Hold here, and we're going to rock a little bit. So it's a tiny little rock up and down. Now, your shoulders are wide collarbones, wide shoulder blades. Abdominals are scooping in. Elbows are close to the body. Keep gazing at the tops of those knees. Nose breathing in and out. This is such a good way to strengthen the abdomen and kind of massage the spine. The goal is that you're rolling through the center of the mat. So just keep looking down and see, are you starting to turn one direction more than the next? Try to stay right in the center. Try to really get your spine as smoothly rolling as possible. 3 more. And relax down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. All right. Next, let's grab the heavier bands. Now, if you know you're fairly strong through the hips and legs and you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, you're going to use both bands. If you're kind of newer to these movements, just use one band, maybe a heavy band around the tops of the knees. So you're going to go above the knees with the heavier band. If you are ready to go for 2 bands, you'll take the second band right below the knee. So one above the knee, one below the knee. And then your feet come down onto the mat. Now again, peek down, make sure you're at the center of the mat. I like to always have my hands on my hip bones just to make sure that my hips are level. Now, ideally, we eventually don't want to have to use a towel behind the head because we don't want to teach ourselves head forward posture. So unless it's hard for you to get the back of the ribs down or without having strain in the neck, you'll want to use that for those situations. But otherwise, if you can feel that the back of the rib cage is heavy and you can get the back of the neck long with that hairline slightly down, chin relaxed, that's the ideal. Now, feet are a tiny bit wider than hip sockets, and you're going to pull those 2 knees apart. It's like a little butterfly move. The goal here is that your thighs, and you might even peek up and look, your thighs move apart at the same range of motion, nice and smooth. If you're unable to go very far, you would take, if you did have 2 bands, you would take the 1 band off. The goal is you really want some range of motion in order to truly get into the glute max. So you have to pick your resistance thoughtfully. Oftentimes we go too heavy of resistance, we don't get full range of motion, and then we miss out on the beautiful big glute max muscles, which are so important and oftentimes underdeveloped for many individuals. So choose the resistance that really makes sense to your body. I felt that as soon as I dropped the weights, even though I could get some pretty good range of motion, I'm actually getting a better burn, and I'm able to get more full activation and range of motion. We're going to go for a few more here. So this is just such a powerful, simple exercise. External rotation to neutral. In ideal spinal alignment, you're working your posture just by keeping your neck long, your ribs heavy, and your pelvis neutral. Let's go for a few more here. And then from here, legs float up. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. All right, tabletop legs. Press those arms down. Knees are going to open and close. In this tabletop position, looking straight up at the ceiling, keep your toes relaxed. Breathing fully and deeply. Press into those triceps. Keep that neck long. Keep the core strong. You should be feeling a lot of good outer hips. And then from here, let's go 4 more. Remember that you can always use that towel behind the back of the head if the neck becomes overly excited. Try to keep those ribs down, arms pressing for triceps, and then relax back down. Good, maybe take a little circle, maybe a little pelvic curl, a little pelvic arch. And let's do one more thing. So peeking down, making sure you're still level. Feet about as wide as the outer hips. Making sure that if you go high up with the hips, that the towel is not behind your head. If you come up just a little ways, the towel behind the head is perfectly fine. We just don't want to put a lot of pressure in that cervical spine, pushing your head forward. So you choose. Make sure that you're not going up so high that your ribs are arching and that your low back is compressing. So we want to feel like the pubic bone is higher slightly than the hip bone. So really curl the pubic bone, hug your upper abs in, stamp into the feet. Hip bones are level, looking straight up at the ceiling. We'll again do one more round of press outs. So little thigh press outs. Inhale breath, exhale breath. Should be feeling a lot of good strength in the glutes and the hamstrings, mostly the glutes. Hug those abs in. We'll go for a few more here. Try to stay with that nose breathing if possible. Keep your hips level. The hands here is really helpful. If you feel like, oh yeah, I'm getting it, I feel good, I feel confident, then the arms can go alongside the body for some extra tricep work. Pushing down through those arms is really a great way to strengthen the back of those arms and shoulders. Make sure that the chin isn't jutting up or overly tucking down. Look straight up at the ceiling. Keep pushing into your feet evenly. Push down through the feet to pull those knees apart. Push. If one foot feels more firmly connected, push more through the foot that's not staying firmly connected to the earth. We'll go 3 more. Keep breathing. Abs tight. And then roll it on down. Whew. All right, that's a lot of good glute work. Take the band around one foot and then into the 2 hands and just bend and straighten that knee. Get a little hamstring stretch. Should feel good. Now you might even straighten the opposite leg, deep in the stretch. You might take a little circle. See what feels good. And then we'll switch. Bending and straightening the knee a couple times. You want to make sure that the hip of the leg that's stretching doesn't hike up. Then you're ready for some circles. Should feel pretty good. And then from here, we're going to go into some side lying body work. So this is where you'll take your kind of smaller squishy ball or that blanket and place it underneath the side of the ear. So we'll have our magic circle close by. Head rests on the ball or the blanket. And then you're going to try to line yourself up again. Your hips can be farther back, but I want you to look down and see that you're in a true hinge. So from an aerial view, your ear, center rib, and center hip would be aligned. Now, the fitness ring is going to go in front of you with the top arm pressing gently down. Elbow drops. With the elbow high, it internally rotates the shoulder and hikes the shoulder. We want the shoulder rolled back in the socket with the elbow down. Then you're going to reach one leg out nice and long. Feel your bottom waist lift up. There should be space underneath your waist. Ribs are hugged in, chin is light, and then we'll press down with the circle, up with the leg. Bottom knee is bent. It typically helps the side hip feel happier. Okay, you can flex the foot or point the foot. Sometimes it's nice to practice both. Find that rhythmic breath. Try to really feel like your abdominals are gently hugged in. The neck is nice and long. We'll go for 4 more lifts. Pressing down with the arm, lifting up with the leg. Try to keep your upper abdomen hugged in. Then point the leg forward, kick, flex the leg back to press back. Forward kick, flex back. The goal is that the pelvis doesn't move much. The movement is coming from the thigh bone and hip socket. Keep connecting down through that top arm. Feel your bottom waist muscles working. Keep breathing. We'll go for a few more. And then taking that leg back up and around, circles. You'll start to feel those glute muscles really powerfully turning on. Let's go for a few more this direction. Keep a gentle compression of that circle. Reverse. Keep breathing. Three. Good. Relax. Ooh, if you felt a lot of good work here, you did well. Okay, from here, I'm going to take those legs down long. Let's go fingertips on the floor in front of you, and then you're going to try to lift both legs up and down from the waist. Now curl the pubic bone, hug the ribs in, and really try to feel the work coming from this side oblique. Lift. Now, if this is too much, you can always bring the bottom knee or the top knee forward onto the ball and just lift the bottom leg. That becomes a lot less weight for the waist to lift. And then you really emphasize the bottom inner thigh, where the top leg can just be relaxed and supported. So you choose, maybe you build up to the half banana, that lower waist work side bend. We'll go for just 3. Keep your neck long. This might be where that blanket comes in handy if you are going to use the ball under the knee. And then from there, just take a moment. A nice little stretch from here is with your head supported, you reach that top arm forward, you rotate the chest forward, and then you slide and rotate and reach back. We do that a few times. When you reach back, make sure that the rib cage rotates first and then the arm is second, so that there's not so much pressure in the front of the shoulder and arm. We'll go one more. And then from here, using the strength of your arms, you'll press yourself up. And then, of course, doing the other side. So grab your props. We're going to be lying down on the side for side lying legs. So find your position, try to find that alignment. You have that fitness ring. If you don't have a fitness ring, you can always just have fingertips in front of you. With the bottom knee staying bent, top leg is long, bottom waist is lifted. You squeeze to float. Feel the shoulder dropping down. Find your rhythmic breath. Feel the strength in your core. Feel those outer hip muscles coming to life. Nose breathing in, nose breathing out. Keep your top elbow down. Keep your neck long. You can flex the foot or point the foot and ankle. Then when you're ready, forward kick, back kick, point kick forward, flex, draw back. You can always change up if you point on the forward or back, but just nice little extra mobility for the foot and ankle. Keep pushing down with that bottom knee, stabilize the pelvis, not a lot of movement through the hips. Getting some good strength through that side hip and glute. Keep breathing. Going for a couple more here. You can always take breaks. And we'll take it into a circle. It's like you're polishing the mirror with your foot. Try to keep that bottom waist lifted. Keep breathing. You should feel the burn now. Reverse when you're ready. Keep breathing, keep that core tone. Try not to overly mobilize the spine. This is spinal stability, thigh bone mobility. And then we'll go into the side bends, inner thigh work. So legs together, nice and long. Curl the pubic bone, hug the ribs in. Both legs lift and lower. Again, know that there is the modification of the top leg on the ball, bottom leg lifting. So just find what variation works for your body. You're trying to focus on the inner thigh lifting. Pick which makes sense for you. We'll go for a few more. Hug those abs in firm. Feel the top waist working. Every time you lift, that head is supported with your bottom arm or onto the ball or onto the blanket. We'll go for a couple more. And then knees bend. If you have the ball, this feels really good for the hips. And then you reach forward, rotate. And then you feel the spine rotate back as you reach the arm backwards. We'll do a couple more. And then from here, we're going to take this ball, come up to sitting. The ball will go in your upper back. And then we'll just finish with a little bit of nice spinal extension. So the ball should be kind of between the shoulder blades. Look down, make sure your pelvis and spine are as best alignment as possible. Knit your fingertips together behind the back of your head. We'll take an inhale to go backwards. Exhale to curve up. Let's do a few more. Just pay attention to how the body feels. The elbows don't have to go too far out unless it feels like a good chest stretch. When you come up, hug your abdominals in, pull your pelvic floor up. Couple more. Getting those abdominals working a little bit deeper. Let's go 2. On this last one, come up. We'll add on one knee up and then the other knee up. Little taps. Nice little rotation of the spine. Go for just a few more. If this is too much, keep the knees down and just rotate the upper body. And then come back through center. Take that ball out. Go ahead and just relax down on your back. Hands go onto the belly. Take a deep breath in and exhale, release. Big breath in again. Let your body just relax and surrender. Maybe spend a few moments there just feeling how good your body feels after some gentle movement, giving yourself a little bit of love and praise for the good work done. Nice work, and we'll see you soon.